out here today? We want to make sure our children can grow up in the same America that I grew up in. White Christian country. Our founding fathers' blood soaks this land, not for Muslims and Islamic jihadists to play their prayer calls where our children walk to preschool. It's disgusting what they've done to Dearborn, Michigan. They have turned this into Rome. They've turned it into London. It looks like another country here. Every single sign on every single street is in Arabic. How can you consider yourselves as assimilating Americans when you don't eat the same food we eat? You don't speak the same language we speak.
To the people of Dearborn, Michigan, two things can be true at one time. Well, I do not condone what is going on in the community in respect to crazy MAGA Christians coming in and burning the Quran and slapping it with bacon and trying to create a scene and stir up violence. I do recall the name Dearborn, Michigan being a name of a city that came up in the election. And I do recall that you did not want to vote for Kamala. You were really a part of the Never Kamala crowd. And you voted about 40+% for Donald Trump, another 18% for Jill Stein, and 32% for Kamala Harris. And I know some people are going to have problems with this, but I think just like with Charlie Kirk and whatever else, you got to remember the good with the bad. And right now, I am not saying this is an FAFO. I'm not saying the community deserves this, because it is terrible to see this. But what did you expect when you elected Donald Trump as president? That's my question. What did we think was going to happen? And we cannot continue to, well, that's not fair, Jay. You can't, that's not nice. You're holding these people accountable for this. Yes, everybody's vote holds everybody accountable. From the state of Indiana, where I am, we are a red state. We are held accountable when shit goes sideways, and our state is a total dumpster fire. Dearborn, Michigan, and the state of Michigan voted for Donald Trump. They are also on the hook. So it is hard for me to say anything other than what did we think was going to happen? When you didn't like how Joe Biden did things, you thought Donald Trump was going to be better for what? The economy? Gaza? What? What did you think he was going to be better for? Because he is the worst possible choice you could have ever come up with. And his supporters are Islamophobic, and they are xenophobic and hateful of all people. So once again, I'm not rubbing this in your face, but it has to be written down for posterity that what is going on, hear me clearly, is horrible. And I am not in support of those people coming into your community and terrorizing it. But at the same time, everybody had a choice to go into that voting booth and make a selection. And Dearborn, Michigan, you voted for Donald Trump and all of his people that come with him. This and you are part of the responsibility of what this country is facing right now. I know no other way to put it.
Seemingly, Dearborn, Michigan is in its find out stage because majority of them, they voted for the orange man, and for the Jill Stein, they didn't want to vote for Kamala. Around 30% of them voted for Kamala. And right now, there is a war between Christians and Muslims. And in fact, the palm-colored man who was leading it pretended to be a Christian, and deep down, people have already discovered that he's a Jewish. He wanted to ban the Quran. He was slapping the Quran with a bacon, which I know is not good. Yes, I don't support banning any religious book, whether it's a Bible, whether it's a Quran. It is not good. Then again, this palm colored man was telling and commanding these Muslim Americans, the Arab Americans, to go back to their country because America is only for the Americans. Guys, I'm about to roll for you these clips. I know sometimes it's not easy to watch them, and this contributes also to the white supremacy in America because police did nothing. They were just there watching. They literally did nothing. So guys, welcome back to Afrojudy's channel. I really appreciate your massive love and support. So let's roll the clips.
Well, Dearborn, Michigan, it looks like some chickens have come home to roost. Dearborn, Michigan is having problems with MAGA supporters right now. But before we get there, let's look at how we got here. Dearborn, Michigan has the largest Arab population in the United States, and it is considered the center of Arab culture in the United States also. And during the 2024 campaign season, the residents of Dearborn, Michigan sent a clear message to Kamala Harris supporters.
Vote for Jill, vote for Donald Trump. But do not give a vote to Kamala Harris and expect to be welcomed by my community.
Do you all remember that? Or am I the only one that remembers that? Okay, do you remember this then? Because this is the mayor of Dearborn, Michigan, Abdullah Hammoud. And he not only did not endorse Kamala Harris, he's a Democrat, but he also threw shade. Let's take a listen.
To the top of the ticket, or when you arrive at the top of the ticket, what I advocate for, what I endorse is that you vote your moral conscience. And for many, for each individual, that's going to mean something differently. But I'm leaving it to them. I am not endorsing any single candidate or president, as I have not found any candidate, especially the candidate with the party that I've affiliated myself with, who has been willing to depart from the current course that President Biden has taken us down on the genocide in Gaza and the broader conflict that has now touched Lebanon.
Now, it is at this point where I could pause this video and insert video of Kamala Harris calling for a ceasefire in Gaza, not only when she was on the campaign trail, but before she even knew she would be the nominee for president of the United States. But I digress, because as I said, Dearborn, Michigan is having a problem with Trump supporters right now. Now, this weak-ass piece of shit is Jake Lang. And Jake Lang is a MAGA supporter. And he is currently running for a Senate seat in Florida. Because why not? Of course, Florida. But somehow he found his way to Dearborn, Michigan over the weekend to participate in a protest against who, T. Nathan? Against the Muslim population of Dearborn, Michigan.
Jesus Christ is King of Dearborn, Michigan. Jesus Christ is King of Dearborn, Michigan. Pick up your crosses and walk, America. Do not be asleep. Wake up before the giant of Islam crushes you. Let's roll. Let's rock and roll. Let's start our march.
Now, not only did he show up with his wooden cross and a banner talking about Americans against Islamcrat, but he proceeded to take the Quran, the holy book of Islam, and slap bacon against it. Yeah, you can't make this up. Left up to me, he should have got what he was looking for when he intentionally disrespected Islam by slapping bacon on the Quran like that. But I digress, because I'm not welcome in your community, remember? But let's take a look at something else. This is Anthony Hudson, and he is the organizer of the march that Jake Lang showed up to. Now, Jake Lang is seeking office in Florida, and Anthony Hudson here is running for governor of, wait for it, Michigan. You can't make this up. Now, back to Jake Lang here. No relation to Scott Lang. If you know, then you know. But Jake also took the time while he was in Dearborn, Michigan, to address the city council and the mayor, who said he wasn't endorsing Kamala Harris. And he said this in front of all the people who said that you were not welcome in their community if you voted for Kamala Harris.
And you marry 4 or 5 women, and you outbreed us. You change the laws. You make all of our country look like the places that you fled from. We don't want you here. Respectfully, get the fuck out of my country. I don't want you here. Get the fuck out of here. Stay out of here. I don't want you here. This is our country. And the people, the veterans, the World War II veterans, there's blood has soaked for our constitutional republic, are taking a look around Europe. They're taking a look around America, and they're saying, what the hell did we fight for? We have been taken over without a single shot fired. You guys are outbreeding, insidious parasites on the American way of life. You will never look like us. You will never eat like us. You won't build buildings like us. You are nothing. You can build nothing. Just like President Trump's great American friends have said. You guys are not us, and get the fuck out. America first. America only. God bless America. Jesus is king. 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 Let me grab my... Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Christ is king! Put your hands on me. There's no reason to put your hands on me. Jesus is king. Christ is king. Christ is king! America first! I live in Detroit. I'll be here tomorrow.
We're coming to make sure you Muslims don't take over.
What are you going to do?
2 billion Muslims feel safe in America.
Go. Keep walking. Let's go. Keep walking. Let's go. You're done. Let's go.
Surrender. We will not back down. This is what Muslim America wants us to do. They want us to cower. Christians, stand up. Stand tall. America, across this country, rise up just like we did today in Dearborn.
It's time to get clear. What will our founding fathers do?
These people are here. I'm fine.
You asked for that.
I'm not going to join.
And side note right quick, you notice that Jake had with him his pet rocket raccoon, Andre Williams. You all remember Andre Williams, who showed up at a No Kings rally and counter protest and got beat up? That Andre Williams. Of course, he would bring him with him. Well, as I was saying in the beginning, Dearborn, Michigan, I would love to come and help you all with you all's problem, but we are not welcome in your community. And this is what you all voted for, right? Right? Y'all have the day you deserve.
What brings you out here today?
We want to make sure our children can grow up in the same America that I grew up in. White Christian country. Our founding fathers' blood soaks this land, not for Muslims and Islamic jihadists to play their prayer calls where our children walk to preschool. It's disgusting what they've done to Dearborn, Michigan. They have turned this into Rome. They've turned it into London. It looks like another country here. Every single sign on every single street is in Arabic. How can you consider yourselves as assimilating Americans when you don't eat the same food we eat? You don't speak the same language we speak. You don't do anything that Americans do. This is our country, and we will not stand for Islamic invasion.
Are you worried about the Islamification of the United States?
Yes, it is one of the most paramount issues we can face.
Especially here in Dearborn, Michigan.
It is in Minneapolis in 1970. Was a 95% white city and white state, Minnesota. If you ask Barack, the next 1,000 children born, only 42% will be white. We are seeing rapid demographic shift and ideologies that are clashing here in Dearborn. These people want to see white Christian men eradicated. They want to see our forefathers' land be destroyed. They do not have any love in their hearts. They are here to dominate us, Nick.
Would you say you're a white supremacist?
No, sir. I am an American supremacist. I love my country, and I know that we only have a few homelands left here. America was founded by white Christian men, and it should remain a white Christian country majority. We should not be replaced. We have nowhere left to go. Our country's falling.
And what do you think about us having freedom of religion? Should we try to appease or pause the progress of Islam here?
Of course. They don't speak our language. They don't dress like we do. They don't eat the same food. They have nothing like we do. They're here to dominate and change our culture, our religion, our government. These people hate the American way of life. They danced when the Twin Towers fell. These people are terrorists. They're jihadists that are looking to destroy our country. Look at them. They're animals, and they don't know how to behave. These people all have criminal records, I'm sure. They're all petty larceny thieves trying to steal our country from us. I despise them, and I want them out. Send them back. Deport all Muslims. Deport all Muslims and ban Sharia law. Get them out of America.
They were saying that Muslim is peaceful. Islam is a peaceful religion.
Look at they can say whatever their book says, but look at the actual proof in the pudding. Everywhere that they are, there's Muslim gangs. Sweden's numbers have tripled just in the last 20 years. Everywhere where they take over, all they do is sexualize our children, and because their own prophet Muhammad, the 9-year-old Aisha, and they have no standard like our standard.
What do you think about what's happening here today?
I think it's a good thing. We got to take this city back.
Okay, and what do you see about the rise of Islam here in the United States? What's your thoughts?
My town itself is growing just like this. They just built a big mosque and everything too, and it's freaking bullshit.
And should it worry people about how fast Islam is rising and growing here in the United States?
It is growing too fast, and it's been growing for too long. And these people, what they thinking? I don't know. If we're deporting Mexicans, we got to get them illegals out too. I mean, there's probably more of them illegal here than there is Mexicans.
So would you say with the open borders we had the past couple of years, it grew even faster?
That grew it way faster. I mean, when that administration just flying them in, giving them money, giving them housing, free education, free food, and then the American people is still suffering over it.
What fears you most about Islam rising here?
I think there's a big concern about just beliefs and how individuals that have come and immigrated to America or were born here in America and believe in Islamic beliefs, the purpose of coming to America is live as American and assimilate to life in America. And when you refuse to do that, and we have Judeo-Christian beliefs here in America, that's what our founders did. So that's what our founders believed, and that's the way it is. So if you want to believe in something else other than a Judeo-Christian way of religious beliefs, then either decide to live somewhere else. But that's what America is. That's what it was founded on.
So, guys, what do you think would have happened were it a black man or perhaps a brown man leading the protest the way that palm colored man was doing? Right now, he could have already been arrested, he could have already been in jail. But being that this man was palm colored and he was just too arrogant to those people, there is nothing which happened to him. His name is Jake Lang. He was pretending to be a Christian by that time, the MAGA Christians, and yet people have already discovered that this man is a Jewish who wanted to ban the Quran. Yes, I really don't support banning any religious book. It is no good. First of all, whether you like that religion or not, you should not be banning it. But he wanted to ban it in front of those Muslims. Do you think he can do the same thing in front of the Christians to take a Bible and ban it there? He was also carrying a cross, telling them that Jesus is the king and those Muslim Americans should go back to their country. And this Jekyll, he's supporting the Israel. He is really supporting them because I was going through some of the clips, watching some clips of how this man was behaving, and it was clearly indicated there that he is supporting that country. And that's why he wanted these Muslim Americans, the Arab Americans, to go back to their country. And again, you remember those days when some of the Arab Americans were saying that don't vote for Kamala, and now the war has landed on their side. Who is literally going to help them in Dearborn, Michigan right now? Being that some of them literally didn't want to vote for Kamala because they said that Kamala is going to cause war and she's not going to end war in their countries. And now these white supremacists, they're there doing everything they can to people, but no one is even arresting them the way they could have arrested other communities. And the police is just there doing nothing. So this is a lesson that some of these Arab Americans or any immigrant in the United States should learn, that before you vote, always do your research carefully and know whoever you are voting to. You must know everything that that person has in place for you, and you must know their political history so well, their political background so well. They were just voting in the name of voting for the orange man, and see what it has cost them right now. And these Arab Americans, if they don't wake up right now, there is literally no one who is coming to save them. Remember, this palm colored man was saying that America is only for the Americans and any other immigrant should go back to their country. And this is why they have been mistreating the immigrants in the United States. You've seen how the ICE have been hunting the immigrants up and down like animals, and now they are coming out telling the people in a broad daylight that you should go back to your country. Imagine if we're not the immigrants. There are a lot of things that the immigrants have contributed to in the United States, and still they don't want them there. But when they go back to their countries, the orange man is always ready to tell them that you should come back and do some of the jobs that Americans can't do. And again, these people, they are against the black people. I think it is because of the progress of black people, or maybe the way the black people are excelling in various fields, and they are taking over in power. An educated black person can be like a threat to these people. Like, they don't want to see a black person, a well educated and behaved black person leading them. And this is why it reached a point that they started saying that they are not going to vote for Kamala. And now they want the same Kamala they did want to vote for to come and save them. But Kamala is there with her beautiful voice telling them that I tried to warn you, but you didn't listen. So it's a time for you to find her out in a hard way. So, guys, let me know what you think about this war that is going on in Dearborn, Michigan, between the Christianity and the Muslims, because there are some of the Muslims who say that they are so ready to unalive Christians because they have their pupils ready with them and they don't care about what will happen in their lives. If the war has already begun, I don't know how things are going to be in the United States. And again, the Muslims are always regarded as the most peaceful religion and the most helpful religion. So I don't know what is really happening with some of them. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I really don't want to make judgment against them. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, and this video is for educational purposes only. We are not here to promote any kind of hatred. Until next time, guys, peace and love.